Okay, so I thought I'd make a video on this because this is something that that I have to do a lot. This book I had in my system and it's lost, and a kid requested it the other day, and so I looked it up and I realized it was lost. I didn't have any extra copies of it, so I bought this one from Amazon. It came in 2 days, but now it has to be processed. And one thing that I hate doing is processing one book by itself because it is a lot of work. So let's go through that process. The first thing I do is I put it in the library system. And so I'm going to go to catalog and I'm going to add title. So the first thing I do is I scan the book's ISBN number and it comes up. It's not the complete series. So this is going to add another title into the Maury County Library System. This is the title that already exists in the Maury County Library System, and this is going to make a copy of the book at ours. So this is truly the one that we're supposed to pick if that's an option. Sometimes it's not, because sometimes the title doesn't exist. So we're going to add a copy. I'm going to add a copy here, and then I need to put a barcode on it. I'm going to put, it's going to go in F-R-I-O. I make them capital. Typically, according to the inside of this book, it cost $17.99. I think I paid $14 on Amazon. I almost always put $20 or $25 in here if it doesn't have a true price. The reason for that is because I'm going to put several stickers on this book. I'm going to laminate it, and I'm also going to spend a lot of time processing it, and it is worth that much of money, even though that is not the price in the front of the book. Another reason that library books are just more expensive than when you get them off the shelf at Walmart or Target is because when you purchase books, even from Amazon, but especially any books, you want to purchase a library bound book. And a library bound book is made to be thrown into backpacks over and over and over again. Because if you don't buy a library bound book, it's only going to last maybe 10 or 12 checkouts. Several books I buy from Scholastic, and they're not library bound, like straight off the book fair shelf. They just don't last. But that's why they're cheaper. They just don't last. A library bound book from Follett might cost $30, and that's okay, because those books are meant to last for years and years. If you buy books from Follett, which I always buy from Follett with my school account, then I always buy Follett bound books because if they break, they replace them. All right, back to processing. So the copy categories, this is where my genres come in. So this book is going to go into fantasy, okay? And then the sublocation is fantasy, and you do have to do it twice. This one is going to be into my data. This puts it into my data. If you don't do this, your data's off. This is how it is cataloged. So when a student looks it up, it comes into fantasy. So I gotta grab a barcode. One sec. Okay, so I buy barcodes from either the library store or Dimco. I buy a massive amount of them at a time. And the reason I do that instead of printing them is because they have like the protective whatever over top them. And so I don't have to necessarily put tape over this if it didn't have a dust jacket. So I put my barcode here, and then there is an extra sticker with the barcode. Okay, so that goes there. And then I have my stamp. This is my school address stamp, and I just stamp right here. Now, when we opened, it's going out. When we opened, we got all of our books from Follett. None of them are stamped. I pretended like at the beginning of when we first opened that I was gonna stamp them. It never happened, and that's fine, but I do stamp new books. So then we're talking about the spine. Genre stickers and spine labels. So let's finish our record first. Now I need to enter the barcode. So I scan. Okay, so we gotta scan our barcode. All right, so now our record is done. So I'm gonna save this record into the library system, which means it is now visible for people to search. And it's available, it's under fantasy. So my genre sticker, I put at the top of the book. And then I'm going to make my spine label. This is the main reason why I hate making just one book at a time, because of the spine labels, because I end up with like all of these sheets of labels that are half used, and it makes me crazy. All right, I have set on my desktop spine labels, and the last time, for whatever reason, I saved it like this, and so I was making numbers for books. So I'm going to make this say FRIO, and then I'm going to end up deleting all of these numbers, and then I'll print this, and then this will be my spine label. When I put spine labels on books, I typically kind of put my thumb like this, and I put it like at the top of my nail, just because that kind of lines it up with where the rest of the spine labels are on the shelf, and that way they kind of look even. I use 12-point font, Calibri, and bold on all of the ones I make. Doesn't really matter what you use. I would just use the same thing on all the ones you make so that they look even. Once I have all the stickers on my book, including my spine label, I laminate all of the dust jackets. We just run them through the laminator, and after I laminate them, I use what is called, I don't know what it's called, but it's this tape that has like the little metal thingies in it. And I take this tape. Okay, so I use this tape, and I take 4 pieces of it, and I put it like this to keep the dust jackets on. And so I do that on 4 corners after I have put all of my stickers on and laminated. Now, if it does not have a dust jacket, if it's just a hardback book, then I use either super duper tape or these to cover up the stickers. You don't have to cover this one up, but if you print them yourself, you do. And then the spine sticker, which is why I like to buy those instead of making them myself. And then it is shelf ready, except this one's not.